Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 52, and I'm beginning the story of King of the Wind. Now, yesterday I had told the story of Man o' War, or a little bit of the story, and I would really suggest that if you're into horses and into knowing a little bit more about Man o' War, that you look into it yourself. He has an incredible history and was owned by an incredibly generous man. In today's financial world, he pursed over $3 million in winnings. So a lot of money. Back then, I can't remember how many, 250,000 or something like that. Today, it would be 3.5 million, I believe. Anyway, King of the Wind starts off in Morocco, in a dry and hot area, deserts, sandy expanses, oases, date palms, and Arabian horses. Now, there was one particular establishment that was run by the Sultan that oversaw a huge area of land. And these stables, he had thousands of horses, around 1,200, I believe. And all these horses needed to be cared for, of course. And there were a lot of stable boys that took care of these horses. Now, in that land, people practiced each year Ramadan, during which they would fast from the moment the sun came up until the moment the sun went down. And in these royal stables, the Sultan had asked that the horses honor Ramadan as well. And so all through the daytime, these horses were fasting. Now, there was a stable boy whose name was Agba, who could not talk. He was mute. But he was one of the best, if not the best, horseman in that stable. He took great care of his horses, of which he had about a dozen that he would take care of each day, making sure their stalls were clean, that they got out and could run around a little bit, had fresh water, fresh grain. He was one of these people that wanted to make sure that the job that he was doing was the best he possibly could. And so he would try to get the horses really good food, being the first almost always to get his allotment of grain, because then he could go and pick out carefully the best ears of corn to feed his horses. He also had one mare that he loved more than any of his other horses, and this horse he gave special care to. Instead of having her just drink at the drinking fountain where he led his horses every day, he would each and every morning run to a spring where bubbled up the freshest, sweetest water, and filling a leathern bag of, maybe it was a stomach of an animal that had been turned into a water-bearing vessel, he would bring this mare fresh water every day, giving her the best of care. She was in full, so she was about to bear a young horse. And so as the days progressed through Ramadan, he was concerned more than ever because she was not eating throughout the entire day, and he did not think that this was good. So the minute the sun set, he was ready to get food and water for his horses to make sure that mare had whatever she needed. And we'll stop the story there for now.